Hey everyone, and welcome back. So, tis the season for holiday gift wrapping. Mm? Well, gift wrapping may seem simple, but for so many people, it is a challenging, tedious task. So, our next guest, who is a DIY expert, nabbed 1.8 million followers on TikTok and expanded her brand, Bee and Blooms, with her creative wrapping techniques. And today, she's here to share some of her unique wrapping tips and tricks. Everyone, please welcome Bee and Blooms founder, Tracie Garrett. Hello and welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Oh, thanks for being here with us. You have such a fascinating story. I can't wait to share it with our viewers.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm excited too.
So, first and foremost, inquiring minds want to know, how does an X-ray technician become a gift wrapping expert?
Well, when I had my second child, I was going back to work after my maternity leave, and then that's when COVID hit. So a lot of the daycares were closed. I really didn't have a choice but to become a stay-at-home mom, and just taking the time to reconnect with the things that I enjoy doing and making me happy, which is crafting, DIY, and wrapping. And I got on TikTok. I was trying to figure out how it worked, and I was wrapping a gift for a party, and next thing you know, here I am.
Wow, that's amazing. And I do have to say, just scrolling through your TikTok, I found it somewhat therapeutic. I mean, aside from the amazing tricks that you have, and the concepts, I'm very curious to even know how you come up with them, because they baffle me. I'm like, oh my gosh, how does she even think about that? So let's just let's start off with just wrapping a simple box, because you even do that uniquely.
So I grew up rapping with my mom. It's just something that I remember doing as a child. It was our favorite thing to do around the holidays. Not knowing so many people don't know how to rap. So being able to just share that with everybody is just joyful for me. But then when my daughter started getting a little bit older and could tell what items were in what wrapping, that's when I had to get a little bit more creative and figure out how I can wrap these things where she can't just look at it and know exactly what it is. So it's just trial and error. I play around with it. I enjoy doing it. So I just play around with it. If it looks good, I run with it. If it doesn't, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, like, for example, the bath gel, right? I think that's a bath gel that you're wrapping, but it's really what is it?
So it was soap.
It was soap. Okay,
Yeah.
well, the
Yeah.
idea is that you were showing people how to reform it with the wrapping and use tissue paper at that. I found that to be very creative.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that for a wine bottle actually. And one of my followers had actually, I was going through my comments and they said, can you wrap a Bath and Body Works soap? And I had one right there. So I grabbed it and I did the idea that I had for the wine bottle, and it turned out super cute. So I posted it. And I mean, that's another thing is a lot of the ways that I wrap, even though I'm wrapping one item, you can wrap it with so many different items. And it just makes it look a little bit more cuter.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're not gonna show the ukulele, but I found the ukulele to be an interesting wrap. Also,
Yeah.
you got to check out her TikTok to know what I'm talking about on that one. However, let's talk about the round object, because I got to tell you, round objects are always intimidating to wrap. The easy way out is to just kind of wrap it over it and then tie it, but you really take your time with this particular object.
Yeah, so I actually have an example that I can show you. Right now, my daughter is in those LOL dolls or these mini toys, and they come in balls. It's the hardest thing to wrap. So what you do is you just wrap the wrapping paper around it, make sure that this is gonna fit. And then just one end, all you're gonna do is fold it down. You're gonna tape this end, and then you're gonna put the ball in it. And instead of closing it this way, you're just going to turn it, and then you're going to fold it down. So the end result is going to look like this. So it fits, it has a little bit more room for the ball, but you can't really tell that there's a ball in here. So this is my favorite because this is actually one of the items that she said, oh, that's an LOL ball under the tree. So this is the first one that I started wrapping a little bit different.
Talk about creations, that's a mom for you,
Yeah, right. Wheels are always turning.
And so the other one that I found really fascinating and elegant, I might add, is the way you wrap a wine bottle.
Mm-hmm. There's so many ways you can wrap a wine bottle, which is super fun. There's with using tissue paper, without using tissue paper, just a lot of folding techniques to make the paper look fanned out. There's so many ways that you can wrap a wine bottle.
Kind of like the box that you have behind you. Like you do this little floral pattern just from creases, right? On the side of the bottle. Yeah.
So instead of when you wrap, instead of cutting the extra paper off, I just fold it down and then you just do two-sided tape and just fold the paper up and it creates like a little fan. And you can do this on boxes, on wine bottles, on anything. It's super fun.
Yeah, and just in case, it's almost like a fan, like she said, like, you fold it in, out, and then you just kind of spread it. And so the other item I was talking about with the round object, right? I know you just showed us, you just gave us a mini demo on how to hide like the shape of a ball, but the other object that I was talking about in the video is this round, I don't know if it was a magnet or what that was, but the time it must take to fold each crease, but yet it makes it look so pretty, right? So you have this way of making gifts look a lot more interesting wrapped.
Yeah.
Right. And I think we've also turned into a culture where we're just putting things in bags now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so there's a fun, or that's been lost in what that feels like, and sometimes even wanting to open it up carefully. Like your gifts, I would open very carefully.
So when I started wrapping for my followers and helping them, not realizing so many people didn't know how to wrap. I like to do a lot of bows and ribbon, but I know that's difficult for a lot of people. So there's so many ways that you can do just by little folds that you can make the gift look unique and elegant without ribbon. So that's what I'm trying to do there, just to give people more options on how they can do that.
So I know you offer this to TikTok followers, and you have a huge following, 1.8 million. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. Now, how is that assisting you with Bee and Blooms?
Originally, I started my company. I make wreaths and wall decor, and during the summer last year, and when I started doing a lot of the wrapping on TikTok and just saw that I was helping so many people, I kind of put the wreaths aside and focused on something that I'm helping people, and I'm just combining them too. It's just a brand that I like to do more of my like creative ideas, and then I'm just merging them into one
while raising 2 children.
Yes. I'm doing it all. trying.
But that's how we do it.
Yeah.
But that's how we do it. But you know what? There's so much joy you're radiating. You can tell that you genuinely enjoy doing it, and obviously everyone is also picking that up. But at the end of the day, the idea is to balance out your lifestyle, and as I mentioned to you before, going through your handle, I found it to be very therapeutic. So I'll assume it's therapeutic for you as well.
It is, yes. Yes, it's like my little, couple minutes of my alone time, whether when my daughter's at school, my son's napping, that it's usually my time. I can play around with some ideas that I have or record for TikTok. And it's my fun little getaway, even if it is for a half hour, an hour.
So before we go, what's the one tip that you feel is so important that everybody needs to take away with them after for this holiday season with regards to wrapping their gifts?
I would say don't run to a bag. Always try to wrap it because it is more joyful for people to unwrap. But also when you are wrapping, to always cut the extra paper off. A lot of times people get frustrated when they are wrapping because it'll end up looking bulky. And that's because they have too much paper. But I have videos on there on my Instagram and on my TikTok that'll show you how to do that.
Wonderful. And thanks for bringing it to our audience. Tracie Garrett, everyone, founder of Bee and Blooms. And once again, to learn some more wrapping tips from Tracie Garrett, all you got to do is follow her on Instagram and TikTok at Bee and Blooms. All right, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll speak with a food and lifestyle blogger from the Bronx. Don't go anywhere.